Hey bro, do you want some meth?
What's meth?
Methamphetamine is a stimulant in the form of a white, odorless powder. It is a highly addictive stimulant that affects the nervous system.
Dude, but it feels so good, man.
Really? I guess there's nothing wrong with trying it.
No way, bro. It will cause severe tooth decay, weight loss, depression, damage to the brain like Alzheimer's disease, and damage to blood vessels, kidney, liver, lungs, and more. The only reason it feels good is because the levels of dopamine increases, which is something you don't want.
Okay, bro, you're lost.
Let's see what happens in a year.
Hi, Romin, what happened?
It was the drugs, I told you.
Oh, my lungs, bro, my kidney, my blood vessels, dude, they hurt so much. My teeth are killing me. I should never taken those drugs. Oh no, it's the popo!
Oh, good thing we listened to Dr. Wang in biology.
Tragedy strikes in Oakton as a student has been found dead from meth overdose on school grounds of Oakton High School. Around 1.4 million people are reported to be users of meth, according to the National Survey on Drug Abuse last year. And now it seems that Oakton is a home to some of the abusers. To report our story further, we have brought in specialists who have researched about the effects of drugs. So, Dr. Schmader, what can you tell us about drugs?
Well, while going through multiple experiences with planaria, I discovered that planarian humans react similarly to drug exposure because they both have similar brains and nervous systems. Also, drugs cause stereotypy, which are repetitive or ritualistic movements. For example, planarian form C shapes and humans react by body rocking.
Here is our next expert, Dr. Bakityor.
From my experience, I learned that after a long period of exposure, planaria can become tolerant to drugs. When they reach tolerance, the drug loses its effectiveness, so the planaria needs to be exposed to more of that drug to get close to the same feeling as the time started. Also, when the planaria was exposed to alcohol, it shows sensitization, which is the amount of C-shaped state around the same time being exposed.
In addition to Dr. Bakityor's experiences, we have Dr. Chong from Harvard. The experiment of exposing planarians to different concentrations of the same drug, the results showed increase in C-shaped behavior with increase in drug concentration. From this, I learned that higher drug concentrations cause the human central nervous systems to have more physical reactions just as the planarians did. In addition, I observed that when planarians were placed in rehab, a container with just water, after being exposed to drug concentrations, I observed that the planarians showed withdrawal symptoms while in rehab. From this, I learned that drugs can also develop dependence, as planarians showed physical and physiological dependence. Our last specialist, but certainly not least, Dr. Gray.
During the Seadap labs, the most interesting thing I learned about is how drugs can interact with each other when taken in combination, which can result in greatly altered effects. Synergism is when two drugs taken together greatly boost each other's effectiveness. An example of this is nicotine and caffeine, which is why cigarettes and coffee are such a prevalent combination. Potentiation is when one drug with little to no effect on its own can boost the effect of another drug. This was evident in our lab when sucrose had little effect on its own, but when mixed with nicotine greatly boosted the effect. Finally, antagonism is when one drug works to partially or completely negate the effects of another. According to the data our class gathered, this was evident in nicotine and alcohol. Another thing I learned is that drugs can also alter the behavior of planaria and make them go against their instincts, even seeking light. This is similar to how addicted humans can involve themselves in dangerous and unfamiliar situations in the search of drugs.
Wow, amazing! Are there any other experiments you could complete to show us more results?
Yes, we have had some in mind for the past couple of weeks. The first one would be testing on different organisms. Of course, not on vertebrates, only on invertebrates like flies, snails, or jellyfish. Another possible experiment could be the testing the effects of drugs on different aged planaria. We are curious to find out if older or younger planaria form more C-shapes.
Some experiments that I have in mind are that we can test if offsprings of parents show the same addictive signs to drugs as their parents before they were made. Also, I could test if drug exposure increases recovery time in planaria if they have lost a body part.
I look forward to seeing one of these experiments one day. Now, since Oakton has had a terrible tragedy with Romin, What are some good ways to teach our students drug awareness?
Alright. Well, it seems to me that there aren't many informative assemblies at Oakton High School, so maybe they can create an hour or two long assembly for their students. In the assembly, real scientists can come up and perform a Seadap experiment, and maybe pull in students and volunteers to keep the audience engaged. Also, the staff could ask a police officer to come in and show the students the consequences of drug use, and maybe scare them a bit.
Another way to raise awareness would be reforming the current health curriculum. When I was a student in Oakton High School, I didn't learn much about drugs in health class. I think they should reform the curriculum for that class. They should not just inform students about the drug and what happens, but what to do when to expose to drugs. For example, how to make safe and healthy choices if offered a drug, or what to do if you have used a drug, and how to seek recovery. Also, as another fear factor, they could show pictures and commercials of drug abusers that show symptoms of abuse to influence the youth to stay away from drugs. Wow, I learned so much from that. Thank you so much for your time, gentlemen. Now, moving on to the next story. Are cows dealing drugs to kids?